So lads, Aliyah Boston has just said something. She has said something. She gave an answer to a question that obviously people are going to be asked, the Fever players are going to be asked, and she did it in the best possible way.
The WNBA is once again drowning in a manufactured controversy. DeWanna Bonner's return to Indianapolis drew exactly the kind of reception anyone could have predicted and deserved. Yet instead of acknowledging the real narrative playing out on the court, league veterans and media voices have rushed to vilify Indiana Fever fans, casting them as a problem while willfully ignoring the truth staring them in the face.
Is it like having DeWanna Bonner return to Indiana with your thoughts on the fan reception attitude?
Honestly, that got nothing to do with me. I think DB returned because we were playing Phoenix, and so that happened to be that. The fans chose to do what they wanted to do, but for us, it's about paying attention to what we have to do here, and that was coming in and getting a big win, which we were able.
What this really exposes is the growing divide between fans who value accountability and a league more interested in protecting feelings and confronting reality. In today's era of social media outrage and manufactured drama, common sense is as rare as a Dana Bonner highlight reel from her brief Indiana stint. And let's be honest, I boo people for less. Way less. If a player suited up for my favorite team, bailed after just 9 or 10 games, and left us hanging because it was a good fit, I'd feel a type of way too. That's just sports. That's fandom. Booing is part of the culture, and I embrace it. I love it. Boo. So when Bonner checked into Wednesday night's game between the Indiana Fever and Phoenix Mercury, on a night the Fever were fighting to extend their hot streak, she was greeted with exactly what any rational fan would expect. A chorus of boos from people who remember being abandoned mid-season.
I boo people for less. I boo people for way less. Like if somebody played for my team, my favorite team, and they left after 9 to 10 games, you know, wasn't a good fit. I'm sure she dealt with some shit. I'd feel the type of way her coming back into my house. That's just fandom, okay? So, again, open to constructive feedback. I think that's sports, man. I'm going to be booing people all the time. I love it. Boo. I love booing.
The moment was as predictable as it was justified. DeWanna Bonner, once hailed as a marquee free agent signing for the Fever, lasted just 9 games before deciding the fit wasn't right and asking out.
I might lose some of you with this one, but I'm open to constructive feedback, okay? I don't think it's a big deal that DeWanna Bonner got booed. I don't. I love that Kalia Copper stuck up for her post-game interview, right? Like, that's her teammate, that's her girl. She said what she needed to say. I boo people for less. I boo people for way less. Like, if somebody played for my team, my favorite team, and they left after 9 to 10 games, you know, wasn't a good fit.
What followed was a response that perfectly reflected the poise Aliyah Boston has shown throughout her career. When asked about the boos, she brushed it off, telling reporters, "That's got nothing to do with me. The fans chose to do what they wanted to do."
Y'all expected the Indiana Fever fans to what? Give her a warm welcome back in their game bridge after sitting here and quitting on the team not even halfway through the season, and you talking about it's distasteful, it's disrespectful, it's disrespectful the way DeWanna Bonner quit on this team. This is sports. You women's basketball players and women's basketball fans sit up here and act like everything is supposed to be peaches and cream all the time. Stadiums, arenas, everybody boos players.
Meanwhile, Mercury players popped up like Jack in the Boxes at a grievance convention, eager to turn routine fan behavior into the next great sports injustice. And here's where the story gets interesting, though in reality, it's anything but surprising. Instead of recognizing that booing is one of the most basic elements of professional sports, Mercury star Kalia Copper labeled Fever fans distasteful simply for voicing their frustration.
Literally perfect.
Honestly, that got nothing to do with me.
That got nothing to do with me. First of all, not that it's very different than we don't condone that. We don't like seeing that. Like nothing about that. It was literally no negative things towards fans, which, you know, they probably would have hoped that Aliyah Boston called out the fans. Just, yeah, it had nothing to do with me. She doesn't want to get herself involved in the wrath of the old WNBA.
If you're enjoying this, make sure to subscribe. Now here's where the story shifts from disappointing to downright infuriating. Mercury players, in all their supposed wisdom, have chosen to ignore the very real reasons fans might be upset with DeWanna Bonner, while somehow suggesting that booing a player who abandoned her team mid-season is beyond the pale. Let that sink in. Instead of trying to understand why fans feel betrayed, players are more concerned with protecting someone who quit on her team.
I mean, I don't understand, you know, like, she's a legend, and just all the things that she's done for the league, and just the disrespect, I can't get down with it. They booed her. She didn't say a word to the crowd. People talk some trash to her, but you know, we had her back. But it's just very distasteful for what their fan.
This is the same DeWanna Bonner who was brought in to provide veteran leadership and championship experience to a young Fever roster. She was supposed to be the missing piece, the steady hand guiding Caitlin Clark and this team toward contention. Instead, she lasted 9 games, averaged just 7.1 points on a shaky 34.5% shooting, got benched, and then decided she didn't like the situation. The league's response, or more accurately, the way certain players rush to defend her, says everything. When fans invest their money, time, and emotion into a team, only to watch a so-called leader bail the moment things get tough, booing isn't just acceptable, it's expected. Complaining about it is like standing next to a pool and acting shocked when you get splashed.
Kalia Copper, you know that she quit on the team, right? You know that she quit on the team. She quit. She's a quitter. Money that we could have used on a free agent that actually has mental fortitude, that's mentally strong, not mentally weak. We could have went out and signed them to help us actually turn this team into a winning team, try to help us build toward the future. Instead, DeWanna Bonner and Stephanie White talked to each other in a dark room and said, yeah, I'll get you over here today.
The most frustrating part of this entire saga is the gaslighting of Fever fans who have every right to voice their disappointment. We're somehow living in a world where booing, one of the most fundamental, time-honored expressions of fan displeasure in professional sports, is suddenly considered inappropriate when directed at a player who literally quit on her team mid-season. This is professional sports, not a participation trophy ceremony. When LeBron James returned to Cleveland after the decision, he was booed relentlessly, and no one clutched their pearls about it being distasteful. When players force trades or leave teams under controversial circumstances, boos are not just accepted, they're expected. That's the emotional contract between athletes and the fans who invest in them. What makes this situation even more absurd is a performance contrast. The player some suggest owes the fans an apology, Aliyah Boston, was busy dominating with 22 points and 12 rebounds, including a game-changing 17-point fourth quarter that sealed the victory. The contrast couldn't be more stark. One player quit when things got hard, while the other stayed, fought, and delivered when it mattered most.